Hi, I'm Frank Atkinson from the Sales Training Consultancy. We specialise in training salespeople to be more professional, confident and successful. This video is part of a series covering the basic selling skills. I hope you enjoy it. I want to talk to you now about objection handling. As salespeople, we hear objections every day. I've got a better quote from somebody else. I like to think about it. What's interesting is how salespeople respond to objections. In the past, we used to have techniques for dealing with objections. Now we look at behaviour. The reality is that most salespeople, when they hear an objection, the first thing they do is to interrupt. I was out with a guy recently and the customer said, "You're too expensive." Before I'd even said the word expensive, the guy put his hand up like a policeman and interrupted. And then he said, "Well, we're not too expensive and I can prove it." Afterwards in the car we're talking about what had happened. And I said to him, "Do you like being interrupted?" He said, "No." I said, "Do you like being told you're wrong?" He said, "No, but I can see where this is going." I said, "Do you like being proved you're wrong?" He said, "No, stop." So when people raise an objection, what you've got to do, first of all, is to listen to the objection. How you behave as a salesperson influences how the customer reacts to your behaviour. What we need to have is a process for dealing with objections. And I'm going to take you through a 4-stage process. Stage 1, listen to the objection. Don't interrupt. Secondly, clarify the objection. Ask questions. Asking questions is the most important skill in selling. You're too expensive. What does that mean? It could mean I'm negotiating with you. It could mean I'm looking somewhere else. I've got to justify this to my boss. It could mean lots of different things. So the second stage of the process is to clarify the objection by asking questions. Thirdly, deal with the objection. The answer is not difficult. In sales there are only about 6 objections anyway. That's not the issue. The issue is how you behave. The final stage is to close or move on. The reality is that most objections are raised just before people make a buying decision because they worry about making a mistake and they throw in an objection. This is the time when we don't want to upset the customer. So the answer isn't the problem. The problem is the process. There's one technique that I still teach on my training courses, which is called feel, felt, found. Let me give you an example. Sometimes people say to me, "Frank, you're too expensive," which is great. I don't mind being too expensive. When I deal with the objection, I often use this feel, felt, found method. So I'll say to my customers, "I understand how you feel. Your other customers have felt the same. There are some training companies in the marketplace who are a bit cheaper than we are." What our clients have found is because we spend more time planning the training and then doing follow-up afterwards, they get a much quicker return on their investment, and that's why we're a bit more expensive. How does that sound? With objection handling, the main point is to listen to the objection. Don't interrupt. Ask questions. Listen to what the customer's got to say. Deal with the objection and then close and move on. Thanks for listening. I hope you found this useful. For more free information about selling, visit our website salestraining.co.uk. If you're looking to run some sales training, you can call me, Frank Atkinson, on 0845 872 5620. I look forward to hearing from you.